always stay ready. Hey, yeah, I'm ready. Hey, we ready.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Dragon Soul video. I know it's been quite a long time. I haven't uploaded in like a week now. Your boy's been taking a break from Dragon Soul, really been taking a break from YouTube in general. Just wanted to kind of relax a little bit and just take a step back after the last video that I uploaded. But today we're going to be talking about the Halloween 2025 and basically giving you guys my final thoughts on it, since pretty much the event is over with at this point. I mean, there's really nothing new or nothing else coming out with this event, so I figure why not just give my final review on the Halloween 2025 event. Now, first things first, let's talk about the good, okay? This year, I was really happy with all the, auras and outfits and things that the community created that got added into the game. So I was pretty happy with that stuff. Don't get me wrong, like the outfits and everything that people made were super awesome. And to also see some of the bosses dress up in those outfits, you have to defeat those bosses, was also pretty cool, and I really did like that as well. But that's pretty much where the good things like end with this update. I mean, there was really only two good things. That one, we got some brand new outfits that the community made and some brand new auras that the community made, which I was really happy with. And the second thing is that some of the bosses got to dress up in those outfits, so you had to defeat those bosses to get those outfits. But then we're going to move on to the bad, and there's a lot of bad with this event, okay? There's a lot of bad, a lot of like cut corners, and honestly, in my opinion, a lot of like things that were done almost lazy. Actually, I shouldn't say almost lazy. It felt very lazy. The first and major problem that I did want to bring up with the whole event is the Infinity Raid. Now, if you guys don't know, the only way to really get the new Halloween drops, besides, AFK farming, which we're gonna get to that in a second, but the only way to get the new Halloween drops was to do the Infinity bosses. Now, this raid, if you guys don't know, if you haven't played this raid yet, if you don't know, this raid is very annoying to do. Not only does it take on average 30 to 40 minutes to complete this raid, but it also gets ridiculously difficult for no reason. Now, yes, I am a player who loves a challenge. I'm a player who loves a little bit of difficulty, but when you make bosses extremely overpowered to the point where it's nearly impossible to defeat them, then we have an issue, especially for a Halloween event. But let me go ahead and clarify what I mean. If you guys don't know, the Infinity bosses, once you get to around wave 50 or wave 60, you start to get bosses with like 100 million HP. You start to get bosses who can one-tap you regardless if you're in a soul or not. They could one-tap you. I mean, I'm a level 10,000, okay? I'm a level 10,000 with God Soul, and Vegeta can one-tap me. That's how ridiculous it can get. Not to mention the what's the soul, not the soul called, the enemy called, the spirited Boku or Shadow Boku, whatever his name is. That guy has so much health and he takes so little damage. Okay, like there's a couple times where he spawned with like half a billion health, so like 500 million health. He will spawn in with that much health, have two phases that you have to attack him through, and on top of that, he takes like little to no damage. Like me as a god, so I'll probably deal like maximum maybe 1 or 2 million HP per attack. And keep in mind, this guy has over 100 million HP, and I'm only dealing like 1 to 2 mil. And again, that's me at level 10,000 with God Soul. I can't imagine people who are like, around level 2,000, 3,000, who don't have Sandra 5s, who don't have a God Soul. I can only imagine how much damage they're dealing. Probably not even 500,000 to this guy. So the fact that this boss is so difficult, it just makes zero sense, and they never ever fixed it. Okay, I think like they did one nerf to Infinity Raid, one nerf where they made the early waves pretty easy, but then the harder waves were like wave 50 and plus. So I could say like they did kind of fix it, but they didn't fully fix it. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason they figured, or they thought, hey, let's just keep the higher waves the same exact way. Even though it's almost impossible to do, let's just keep them the same exact way. Let's not tweak it, let's not nerf it, let's not make it so that at least a level 2000 can actually deal damage to the bosses. Let's just keep it the way it is, which is very ridiculous. And another thing I want to talk about, now this does have to go with some of the bosses wearing the Halloween outfits. these bosses have a chance to spawn, okay? It's not 100%. You're not going to guarantee get these bosses whatsoever. So you're going to have to sit there and keep doing the Infinity Raid, which again, let me remind you, it takes about 30 minutes to complete this raid. You're going to be sitting there for 30 minutes having to redo this raid over and over and over and over and over just so you can get a certain boss to spawn. And even when you do get that boss to spawn, there's still a very low chance of you getting what you want from that boss. And I understand this is nothing new with Dragon Soul, right? Like almost every boss is like this. There's a low drop chance for a lot of things in this game. That's, you know, nothing new. But the fact that the boss itself has a chance to spawn is ridiculous. Like there was so many times where I did this raid and I probably only got, like on average, I probably only got the Halloween version of Goku Black. Maybe like, I don't know, I think I did this raid like 50 times before I gave up. I think out of the 50 times I did it, he only spawned like 3 or 4 times. And out of those 3 or 4 times, he only gave me loot like 2 times. So it was just ridiculous. And let's not mention Dual Hall, okay? Dual Hall or whatever the heck the name is. That guy was also very annoying, and that was also getting on my nerves. But I will admit that I did get Dual Hall a lot more often than I did get the Halloween version of Goku Black. So I will say that it was a little bit easier getting Dual Hall's gear in his set, but it was a lot harder to get Goku Black, which is kind of crazy because Goku Black is a much easier boss than Dual Hall. Also, another thing that I kind of really didn't like is the overall, like, I guess, update quality of the Halloween event. Now, this year, all we got, other than like the Infinity Raids spawning some of the bosses in, the only thing that we got was this wheel. That's the only thing. This stupid wheel right here that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm pretty sure nobody really even bothered with this wheel because of the AFK grind that you can do. So it really just made like not much sense to even have this wheel in the first place because of the AFK grind. But let's actually go ahead and talk about the AFK grind, which is the last part of this, I guess, whole Halloween event that we can really talk about. The AFK grind in this game was ridiculous. Okay, at first when I, first made videos about the AFK grind, I thought that like maybe they were going to change it, or maybe they were going to make it a bit more interesting, or make, maybe for part 2 they'll add some type of like little, story quests, or like just something more with this so you could do more than just, go AFK and use the what is this, a skill called the Zen Zokin flash, or whatever the heck this is called. Like I thought it would be a lot more, but it wasn't. Like literally the 90% of the event you're supposed to AFK. Okay, these items right here in the shop, these 1 million coin items, these right here, these are meant for people. Even this right here, this Ultra Orb, these are meant for people who AFK grind. The developers were fully aware of what they were doing with this update, and they knew that they wanted people to just AFK and sit in their game all day long and basically earn Robux and money off of these people who are just sitting in their game all day long AFK. And honestly, I think that's what this whole update was. This whole update was just for them to farm player engagements and farm AFK players and say, hey, look guys, our update is very successful because we have so many people playing our game. No, you don't have so many people playing your game. All you have is a bunch of AFK players going around the jungle using one move to get like what, 70,000 coins every day. Like that's all you're doing. You do not have 1,000, 2,000 extra active players. These are just players who are AFK in your game. And don't get me wrong, like I have some respect for the Dragon Soul devs. I do like some of the people on the dev team that I've talked to, but I'm gonna tell it how it is. This whole update, this event, I would tell you like 80% of it was just to farm player engagement. That's all it was. There was no actual Halloween event here. It was just to get people to go AFK and play their game, 10, 12, 13 hours a day, so they can farm a little bit extra revenue off of it. And no doubt that revenue is going towards Super Saiyan God Chapter 2. So like, I guess it's going towards actual content that we could get in the future. But just the fact that this is what we got for this year's Halloween, especially when last year, keep in mind you, on a cheaper budget, because last year the game was a little less popular, But last year we got a whole lot more for Halloween, a whole lot more. And I'm gonna be honest with you, seeing how this year's Halloween went, I am not excited for the Christmas event. I am not excited at all. It would not surprise me if all we got for Christmas was the same exact thing, where you have a wheel to spin for Christmas coins or something, or you have a Infinity Raid Christmas boss. Like, it would not surprise me if that's all we got for this year's Christmas and nothing else. No new island, no new missions, quests, no new world events. Like, I would be super surprised if we got any of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just wanted to make this review and kind of get this video out there. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded, but it may be a couple more days. I am, like, you know, going on break from YouTube. I am spending time with the family, and, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up, so we will be a little busy, you know, for the next couple days. But with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. It's been your boy Takeoi. Peace out.